Morning. Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Catherine, Kathy, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me bad names, because some people do. Anyways, welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you this morning? Saturday, May 15th, 2021. Super duper good news this week with the CDC saying that vaccinated people can stop wearing their masks. I don't think California's fallen into they're looking into it, they said. So how's everybody? You can hear me okay? I don't like to be like, put one in the numbers, because if you can hear me, you're going to tell me you can't hear me. So I'm assuming you can hear me unless you tell me you can't hear me. So what's new? Let's see. I put up a poll. Okay, first of all, let me get back. If you're new here, please say hello. We like to say hello. No, tell us where you're from. My channel's about a little more than a year old. It started with the Vallo-Daybell case. Going to be following that all the way to the end of time, because that's clearly where it's going to go. And then I'm trying to implement more and more other cases into the video thing. I'm a work in progress too, still, because I'm learning a lot about the whole YouTube community, and I don't like the inner fighting between creators. So it sort of makes me want to step back and just make videos. But I do enjoy my live stream that I do almost every Saturday morning. I try to do every Saturday morning with you, because I consider it time for us to communicate, not just in the comments, but here, because I want to know what you guys think, what you guys want, what you want from the channel. And I like to get to know you. I've gotten to know a lot of you really well since I started my channel, and I've really enjoyed it. I've gotten people that have trolled me, and we won't even go there after they got to know me. Hey, Doug, how are you? Doug, no thanks investigations in the chat. I see Ruby and Gulf Coast Girl. Carrie's here. Hi, Sherry Medina. How are you? Aussie, you changed your name back again. What happened to the money penny? Okay. And so everybody's here, and everybody, welcome to the show this morning. So I don't know if anything crazy happened overnight on any of the cases that are in the news. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the news lately, and it's just hard to keep up, really, while I'm working, but I really do enjoy getting caught up on the weekends. I did put up a video this week, and I I have to apologize for my audio. My new my good camera, my camera that I use when I'm recording, it has somewhere, it's a Sony ZV-1, and it has some weird setting in it that if you unplug the external microphone and then plug it back in, it reverts back to the original settings. And so I didn't realize that. So when I recorded my last video on the Honolulu Strangler, it was messed up a little bit with the audio. You have to either tune it up really loud, put headphones on, or something. Some devices had a really hard time hearing it. But it's there. You just have to turn it up, and then you gotta turn it down when I do the voiceover and stuff, because it got a little messed up. So I apologize for that, but I hope you still got something out of that video. Put a lot of work into that. Actually went to Hawaii, but that didn't work out as well, because I wanted to go to those locations, like I said in the video, but the rental cars were ridiculous. So that was an interesting video to research and learn about. The Honolulu Strangler, the only serial killer, or the first serial killer on Oahu. And that was in 1985, 1986. So if you get a chance to watch it, please do. I do know that it's not getting as much views as my normal videos do. I don't know why. I haven't been making as many videos as I did in the past because of time. But I put up a poll for you guys, and I am like, okay, you are not helping, because I put up a poll. There's 3 cases I've kind of been watching lately. The first one is I'm going to share my screen first. Okay, hold on. The first one is Chrome tab. Let's see. Well, I'll just do them in the order I have here. The first, let's do them this way. Okay, the first one I put on the thing is this poor little baby 5 weeks old. That his name is Caleb Winsn Jr. Caleb was 5 weeks old, and his dad, who's this guy right here, reported him missing. They're really weird. I mean, they are weird. Because when I listened to the press conference, I was just like, it was kind of like, to me, like how I felt about Chris Watts. Like, what is going on here? It's a 5-week-old baby. He had the baby. She hadn't seen the baby since Saturday. He said the baby was kidnapped when he went to pay for gas, because apparently I guess he's saying he left the baby in the car and the baby was kidnapped. They wound up doing this press conference, and his just whole demeanor was odd. It was like, she's not good with cameras. I just don't remember. I don't remember much, blah, blah, blah. And they wound up arresting him on manslaughter. But after the autopsy on the baby was completed, the baby did have, they're saying the baby had blunt force trauma to the head. 5 weeks old, you guys, 5 weeks old. I think you're right, Lori. I feel like they were on drugs too. There's just something really weird about this. She held up this picture of this baby. Not that everybody breastfeeds, but even if you don't breastfeed, who doesn't see their 5-week-old baby for several days? Like, the baby needs to be on mom, like on you, skin to skin. I'm sorry, being an OB nurse. I don't know why this isn't loading. Come on. I just am really ads. Buy a bra here. So I'm just really an advocate for moms really, really protecting. And those newborn babies, they just came out of your uterus. What is wrong with you? Why would you let your husband, boyfriend, whatever, just take the baby? I'm super confused about that. Why she would allow it. There's too much of this going on, and I'm really just amazed. So that was the first case that I put up, and I think you guys have gotten so anyways, they upgraded his charges from manslaughter to first-degree murder because of the autopsy report. So what the hell? Like, I just don't even understand. Do you guys feel like there's more and more of this going on? I had a patient that I was working with last year, and her story is big in the news up in Washington State. And her boyfriend actually murdered her 5-year-old. Same kind of thing. Beat the kid. Baby wound up dying, 5 years old, just horrible stories. I keep hearing more and more and more of these, and I don't understand it. I just don't. And then, so that was the one. And I think you guys 38, or I don't know. They're all in the 30s. All three of the ones I asked you to vote for are 30%, 30-something percent, 30-something percent. So it looks like I'm either going to be really busy doing all three of them, or I'm going to have to pick the one and then move on from there. But I think they're all actually really good cases. But like somebody else said, they said, the so many babies getting killed. Let's take a break from that. It's just so heartbreaking, right? So I don't understand it either. So then the other one, let me share my screen again. The other one is Amari Nicholson. This one is also, look at this adorable, adorable, adorable little child, 2 years old. His mom, Taylor, had a plane ticket purchased for her. And thank you, Susie, for the super sticker. So appreciated. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. Good morning. This little boy, the mom, this was out of Las Vegas, and the mom decided to leave him after her mom's name is Carrie. Her mom purchased a plane ticket for her, Taylor, and her baby, 2-year-old Amari, to come to Colorado to help her after she had surgery. I guess she got bit by a dog and she had some major surgery. And so her daughter went up there to watch. Daughter leaves this baby with her ex-convict boyfriend. And I'm sorry, the guy just got out of prison in December. So probably hasn't had a lot of time to prove he's been rehabilitated. And she leaves him with her boyfriend. And the boyfriend has this wackadoodle story that the father of the baby's sister came to the door at 6 a.m. and said, I'm here to pick up Amari. I'm supposed to get him. And he's like, well, let me go pack a bag. And then they just took off. Ridiculous story. Like, really, dude, you want us to believe this story. And this one is just so sad because they were looking for this baby. The mom came back. I saw the Raw press conference, and it was just like, what? The mom's mom says that he's a pimp and she's a prostitute. Her daughter is a prostitute and the boyfriend's a pimp. They live in a motel in Las Vegas, not a hotel, a motel, and it's super sketchy. So the police were like, they wound up arresting Terrell is his name, Terrell Rhodes. They wound up arresting the boyfriend, and he failed a lie detector test. Then they wound up, they took him in, they questioned him, he failed a lie detector test. They wound up arresting him. They found blood in the apartment or the hotel room, and he basically sort of led them to where the baby was. They found him the next day murdered. So that's another, and he's in jail right now. People in the Facebook groups and stuff are just really over and over, like arguing about this mom may have been abused too, Taylor, but abused or not, she had an out. She had a ticket to Colorado. And I'm sorry, you still have to advocate for yourself. If you are an abused woman, you have to go. And if you're not going to go, don't leave your kid. Like, do not ever leave your kid out of your sight. This guy obviously was abusive. I mean, people are assuming he abused Taylor. So why would she leave? I know there's battered woman syndrome and all this stuff, but man, it makes me so mad that you would ever leave your child. You're battered or not, do not leave your baby. So that's the other one you guys are voting for. Yeah. It's just so right. Yeah. Who plans to leave a 2-year-old for 5 weeks? Something's not right with that. It's all insane. You have a baby, you protect them. You're mama bear. I mean, look at freaking nature. Look at the mama bears. A mama bear will come kill you if you even look at her baby bear sideways. So how about that? How about if we actually have our instincts kick in? But I think a lot of these things are drug related. They got to be, right? Who in their right mind would ever just look at that adorable child? Like, I mean, even an ugly kid would be heartbreaking, but I can't imagine if that was my grandchild or my child. It's just horrible, horrible, horrible. So that was the other one. And then the third one is a case that I've been following for 3 years before I had my channel. Hi, Luscan. Hi, Ron. The third one is, hi, Mama D. The third one is, let me see. I'll share one more time because I have these all, I put these all up so I didn't have to search for them. And this one is a really sad story as well. The reason why I want to follow this one on the channel now is Molly Tibbetts. It was, this is the whole article about it. Those are her parents. This is going to trial starting Monday. Jury selection starts Monday. And Molly was out for a run. She was 17 years old in Brooklyn, Idaho. And she was out for a run and she disappeared. This guy wound up leading the investigators. Christian is his name. This is Molly. So the search for Molly captivated the nation. Her suspect's killer trial is about to start. What you need to know. So all this is here. And it says how a video helped solve the mystery of Molly Tibbetts' disappearance. And his name is Christian Bahina Rivera. He has to have an interpreter. He is from Mexico, I believe. And he actually confessed to murdering her. But now the defense is trying to say that they didn't read him his Miranda rights right and all this stuff. And there's some evidence they're trying to not allow. but this beautiful young girl about ready to start her life. Oh, she was 20. I thought she was 17 when she went missing. Okay, well, she was a little older than I thought. But Molly Tibbetts was 20 years old when she went missing on July 18th, 2018. Her body was discovered in a cornfield on August 21st, 2018. Christian Bahina Rivera has been charged with murder in the case. So the trial's starting Monday, so I thought it would be interesting to follow the trial and do a video on that before that gets started as well. And it's just, you know, again, you're out for a jog in your little small hometown neighborhood of Iowa, and you get nabbed and disappear forever. So there's some photos. Molly Tibbetts in 15. I am the shoe and you are the sea. I believe you are gone and you'll come crashing down on me. As I become familiar with what it once was, you slowly slip away, but I do not worry, for I know we'll crash again someday. So just a young girl with, you know, her whole life ahead of her. I guess these are a lot of her little poems and stuff that she wrote. The story of me. And, you know, it's just heartbreaking to see that. You never know. You can't even go outside and go for a run in your small town. Handwritten poetry, including the ever-shining light, endures a symbol of her spirit, her family said. So, so those are the three I had you guys vote for. So if you haven't voted, it's on the community tab. Go over there and vote and let me know which one I should do first. Because I think I'm going to wind up, well, if I have time and I can do it, I would like to do all of them. But I guess what we're voting, Red Lake Wine, this happened in 2018. And so 3 years ago. And people asked for people not, so after the investigation into Bahina Rivera began, family members asked for people not to politicize her death. Her father, Rob Tibbetts, wrote a column in response to politicians that were using her death to advance immigration measures that she vehemently opposed. So we want Molly to die with dignity. So a lot of them tried to start making this really political. It says he did not have any prior criminal record. And he spent 4 years before Tibbetts' death working in a farm at Yarrabee Farms in rural Poish, I can't pronounce anything, county. He gained employment there through a former girlfriend and worked day-to-day in operations with the cows. After his arrest, the managers of the farm said he had provided them false name and lived in a trailer on the farm. So I guess he was already going under false, So there's a lot to this story. And it's going to trial. And I think Court TV did post that they are going to follow the trial. So it's one that will be getting a lot of, attention. Okay. So that's up. So if you didn't, yes, please hit the like button. Thank you, Lori. So if you didn't vote, go vote. And then I'll decide today, because I think I'll start recording one today if I can get it done today and tomorrow. And then at least get one of them up. So as far as I also want to work on, and I'm going to, I might just do this because I already have it pretty much ready, is I am gathering all the emails that I got from people that emailed me that knew some of the players in the Vallo-Daybell case. If they knew Julie Rowe, if they knew Christopher Parrott, if they knew one of the kids, of Daybell's kids, little tidbits, and I'll leave all their names anonymous, and I am going to make a video with all this behind the scenes stuff that really, in my opinion, shows this was very much a cult. And there are other players out there. And we don't know who they are. They all basically sunk into the sand when the Daybells got arrested. So I'm going to share that with you. It's been a long time. I've gotten a lot of emails over the year from people that have had a direct relationship that have told me some stuff. I stopped really doing anything that I heard on my channel after the whole April Raymond thing, where her mom gave me information and then the whole thing blew up in my face for sharing it. So again, and I've told people, don't share anything with me. I'm a YouTuber. Like, if you're going to share something with me, it's going to go out there. I'll keep you anonymous, but it's going to be out there. right? I mean, it only makes sense. I have a channel. I don't know you. I never met you. My channel is to give people information on the case. So if you want to give me information to give people, then email me and tell me what you know. But if you don't want it out there, don't tell me, because I don't want to keep anybody's secrets. You know what I mean? Because that's how it started out. Yeah, killed in the house. It really was. Like, if you really think about what was involved in this, Chad's books, the following, his everything, when you really think about it. So Ron's in the chat, but I wanted to tell you, remember I told you that Ron and I are co-authoring a book about this. Now, the main point about this is not for anything other than justice for JJ and Tylee, and of course, Tammy and Charles, right? That's the point of this book. It isn't for, it's not for anything more than that. It really is about that, because there's so much to it that you just can't put in videos. So the book is getting written, and it has a name. I'm going to work on the book cover this weekend. Ron actually has the preface completely done, and it is really good, really good. And we will share that with you. But the name of the book is, where are you, Ron? Are you here? The name of the book is going to be called Rid the World. And it's tied in really well with what Lori and Chad were trying to do. And so that's the name of the book. So you got that from us. Now, who knows how long this is going to take to get it all complete and out there, but we are working on it. So that's the news on that. What do you think? And it makes sense when you read the preface, what the why it's named that. Yeah. So there's Ron. Hi, Ron. So she's working really, really hard. I have so much documentation and stuff through my videos that really help with this. So, yes, Teresa, that poor Charles went to the police 2 to 3 times before he was killed. It is so sad. I mean, when you watch that video of him, his voice is cracking, like he's practically in tears trying to save his wife from whatever is taking her, down to the evil side of the world. Now, I do believe that Lori is a narcissist. Like, I don't think Lori was ever just a fabulous person. But I also believe that she really got sucked in by Chad. She started reading his books, and it became her obsession, her addiction. So, I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know, Ron, if you exactly are on that same page, but yeah. So, have there been any updates? Okay. Oh, on the West case. Well, YouTube's got a never-ending updates on that case. I mean, it's the most dramatic YouTube community story on the planet. It's gotten insane. So thanks, Aussie. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to, because I want to have a couple different options, and then we can pick one. So if he has time, sure. But Ron kind of has an idea, and I have some ideas too of how we want it. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll put them all in the hat and see which one we like the best. Yeah, Carrie, you're always buffering. I don't know what to tell you. You've been the buffering queen since the get-go. Is anybody else buffering? I believe the buffering comes from your internet signal. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to restart and get it back up. Yeah, Cheryl. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's been any case updates. I'm waiting for law enforcement before I put anything else out on the West. I mean, we've come to the conclusion the Vallo family is very much related to gang members, the Crips. And if you dig deep enough and you look at their Facebooks and you look at the way they spell things and the words, Benny was spot on that. I've been saying this from the beginning. Benny Keys did a video, basically a really good one, just showing all the pictures and circles and the words and what they mean and who was what and who's related to who. And it was really well organized, and it was really enlightening, because I've been saying that from the beginning. So, and it's really weird, but it's been extremely silent since he said that. Like, nobody's flipping out on that. Although there's a lot of like inner fighting between creators for sure. And I just don't want to be involved in any of that. So, let's see, what do you guys got to say? You know, sometimes I fall into it a little bit, Lynn. I mean, I'm human and not perfect. Not really perfect, but I'm kidding. But once I catch myself like starting to go that direction where I'm defending myself or defending something I said to some of these people that are just looking for drama, I'm like, oh wait, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, you don't need to defend yourself to these people. They're basically trolling your channel when they're attacking you. And I just silence people that attack me. I mean, I just do. I've had to, because I don't want the drama here. Red like wine. Whoops, I'm going to put this up. I load the channels with drama. It's why I'm hardly on any channels anymore, just so you know. Yeah, I stopped watching a lot of the channels too. I really have. I hate it because I like to follow the story, and sometimes people have interesting information that I haven't gotten. But Small Fries, you've been saying since the beginning that bio family is involved. I did too. I tried to make it kind of like maybe in the beginning, like maybe look at this, look from another angle. But the more I looked into it, the more I learned, the more, okay, let me find this since we're talking about it. Hold on. So our friend Ryan Dean, the mom, the bio mom, this came up yesterday in a Facebook group that Ryan Dean was in a live stream chat on the night of the 22nd. People were tagging her and she was answering. The 22nd. Now, how much was out there? How did she know that was her boys, Oren and Orson, because Classic and Sincere were their names when she had them? How did she know what their new names were? How did she know it was them? It hadn't been on the mainstream news yet. I think AV News Crew might have been out there on the 22nd, but how did she know? And so when I look at her, Facebook, she's got the boys in the back picture. And she made a post this last week, May 7th, says, I used to be worried about clearing my name, but I don't care no more. Stop clearing your name. It's all a distraction. Let people think whatever about you, because whether you're winning or losing, you'll still be somebody's topic. Just keep it pushing and humble. Some of the things that she's posted, I've just been, once the bond broke, the history don't matter no more. When you scroll through here, I'm just kind of like, let's get somewhere. On April 28th, when Brian Wang posted that multiple people have voluntarily cooperated with authorities. Now, I don't necessarily know that she was involved. I don't know who. Let's just put it this way. There's that bio family is big. There's the mom, the bio mom. There's a couple of bio dads, and there's extended family, right? Cousins and people. There's just so much that I don't know who she may be completely unaware. I mean, say for example, it was somebody else on the other side, the other bio, like the dad side or something, one of the dad side that took the kids or arranged it or, had something. So what is that, Aussie? So, who knows if she even, I'm not saying she was involved, but she does post things, and she uses like the CC, like Black BLACC, which is a signal for Crips. So I know they're all related to the Crips gangs, and I don't want nothing to do with that. I'll tell you that right now. There's one thing she hadn't said yet. What's that, Aussie? The mom was used to point the finger. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I know they did something. I know they did something. I know they're here. You know, the things she was saying did make it look like she was really pointing. They took her to point and blame. And of course, she's going to be the one that's going to get the most sympathy. Like, Bio Dad's not going to get any sympathy. You know, this poor mom who had lost her children to the system is now even more upset and feeling more guilty and all that. So, let's see. One of the YouTube creators have been helping a neighbor, single mother, with childcare so she can work. Interesting that the creator would mention that in a live. Interesting. Yeah, well, kind of when somebody had asked about the boys, even though I'm kind of trying to just distance myself for now until the law enforcement says anything. But, you know, it's a case that's out there and we're following it. And there hasn't been any recent updates. I know some of the channels have gone radio silent, like LV United We Stand. Where are they? They're all of a sudden nothing. They hate me anyway, so I don't care. But they wouldn't let me in their Facebook group. And then I went in their chat one day and said something back at the beginning, and I got like attacked by everybody in the chat. I was like, okay, bye. See ya. Peace out. She hasn't said she's worried for the boy. Okay, Icy says she hasn't said she is worried for the boys who whoever has them should hand them in. This is true. She has not. And she hasn't been. All she said is she wants them back. And I know they did something. Like she talks in two directions, but she's not said, whoever has them, please give them back. Right. And it comes across to me that she doesn't want the West to have them. I mean, she just comes around. But I mean, okay, in a way I can understand that. If she lost them to the system and, you know, I'm just saying, you know, she lost them. She's angry. She's got a lot of anger. They took a bunch of videos down too. Yeah, there's some shenanigans going on. And I'm not talking about the channel. There's something going on. And who are all these people that they took in that aren't cooperating? I mean, look right now at the cases we're following, right? Look at how fast Amari's stepdad, or whatever you want to call him, Taylor's pimp boyfriend. Look how fast they're on those people. Look how fast they took him in. And look how fast Caleb's dad got taken in for manslaughter. You know, the Wests would have been taken in for something at this point. Look at Lori Vallo and Chad Daybell. There's no murder charges, but they sure as heck have been taken in. They found a way to get them in that and arrest them as soon as they could. No murder charges, but guess what? They've been in jail. Chad's going on a year now in jail, last June, next month. So, you know, I have extreme respect for law enforcement. You know, I have a brother-in-law that's a police officer, and they know I'm going to let them do their job. I'm not going to say they're not doing their job, or they don't. Yes, they have in the past. We know a lot of bad cops are out there, but overall, you know, they're here for the greater good, and they're not stupid. Even the Honolulu Strangler, God, if it was today, that guy would have never been let out. And I'm pretty sure Howard Gay is the serial killer. They arrested him. He actually, well, some say that it was inconclusive. His polygraph, and other sources say he failed it. Gosh, my back hurts today. So they had him. And back then there were no cameras. It was 1985, 1986. Well, he was arrested in 86 and let go. And then after he was let go, within the next month, he left the island and he moved to California. And the murders stopped after he was arrested. So, I mean, he's dead now. Can't do anything to him. But I think it's pretty clear who it was. And let's see. Sometimes it takes a long time. There was a case of a wife whose husband was supposedly killed by alligators. Come to find out, his best friend murdered him and married his widow. It was all arranged. Yeah, I mean, there are those, for sure. There are those. But when I'm comparing these cases of these missing children, these missing boys, Oh, okay. When I'm mentioning these cases, these missing boys and the Wests, I just really feel they've been cooperating all along. Something would have come down by now. That's just my opinion on the West case, for sure. I know there's cases that drag on, but for the most part, like some of these big cases. Okay, Catherine, that little boy you mentioned earlier, the mother arrested for aggravated child neglect. Okay, so which one, Caleb or Amari? Caleb? They arrested the mom too? I see. Is it the 5-week-old, the one you're talking about? These cases will get 2 years to get a jury into trial, sadly, but they are locked up. Right. At least they're locked up. And I'm hoping that Lori and Chad never see the light of day outside of bars again, because they don't deserve to. I mean, it's just the more I can kind of, in some ways, like I was in a Facebook group today and somebody was posting that they've been crying all week about the Amari little boy being dead, crying. I mean, in some ways we have to like compartmentalize our life versus these things going on, because if we all just inserted ourselves and felt the pain nonstop, we'd go insane. You have to just keep a focus on your own life and just be heartbroken for those people, but you can't let it destroy you. These cases are going to continue. There are evil people in this world, and evilness happens and always has. Charles Manson, there's been cases from the beginning of time. So you really have to just be interested in the justice system, how it works, true crime, kind of figuring out the clues and stuff if you want to be here, but you can't really insert your entire emotions into these cases. Yes, they're heartbreaking, but you have to live your life too. So don't just make your life about these cases, because you're going to wind up needing antidepressants. Just saying. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Ron says Chad and Lori will never see freedom again. And I'm really, really, really happy that remember we were talking about last week that they are bringing a grand jury together to look at this case, and included Tammy in that. So it's pretty clear they found something on Tammy's autopsy, or they finally were able to test it. Let's see. I spoke to CBI 9 days before Barry was arrested. They care about Suzanne. That's amazing. That's awesome. People kept saying they're not doing anything. But I mean, they even put a charge on him for voting. Falsifying Suzanne's ballot in the election. So they've been watching him. They have been watching him really, really, really closely. They know everything. I really feel like they do. I wish they could find Suzanne's body, but in a lot of ways, I think, innocent until proven guilty. But in a lot of ways, I think that they must have a lot on Barry. And I mean, with him and all his tools and stuff, I feel like he could have just, I hate to say it, but just scattered her, I mean, in the deep, dark forest somewhere, or in the bottom of a lake somewhere, and not just all in one place, I know, right? Like, when that's what I'm thinking. I just wonder. I'll bet you anything it was horrific, whatever happened to her body. Yeah. And I followed that case. I did one video on the Morphew case, but again, it was really getting kind of crazy on YouTube. So I stepped away until there was something more going on in law enforcement, because it was just getting a little bit crazy. Like, I do believe in, our justice system, and innocent until proven guilty. So I am not going to sit here and call somebody guilty until the system does, So, Barry had a lot of stuff, but I never, ever would come out and say he did it. I just can't. I feel like, again, I've said this a million times, as having a YouTube channel, I feel like I have a responsibility to be ethical in what I say and do on here. And that is just the way I am by nature, my job as a nurse. ethics over that kind of thing, like accusing. I just don't think it's right. And I would hate, and what I really, really hate is when people go after family members of people that have nothing to do with it, like the grandparents of Orrin Orson, Trezel's parents, mom. Why? They're elderly. Leave them alone. I just really didn't like that at all. That really, really bothered me when they go over after people. And it's not the first time. Didn't they do that to Casey Anthony? Her parents, her mom, didn't they go out? Didn't they like attack them too? So you just have to be careful. We can talk about it, but I don't want to just let law enforcement do its job. And what I like about my channel, it's done. I don't have 150,000 subscribers, but I have you guys are smart. The people that follow my channel are very intelligent. I think we've done away with the trolls, not completely, but for the most part, because we have actual intelligent conversation here, and we don't put up with it. And when you look at my demographic, we are 90. I think my demographic is like 94% middle-aged women, like between 30s and 70. Like, okay, so big chunk of middle age. But that's my demographic. And you know what? Those are the people we relate to. And yes, there's people outside of that demographic, but they're welcome because they think like us. You know what I mean? We don't have to think exactly alike. We've had people, believe me, you've seen it in the chat. As soon as I heard Scott Reich talking about this too the other day, I thought I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one. Scott Reich was saying the other day, like, people are like, we always like, oh yeah, we agree with everything. And then all of a sudden he says something they disagree with. And they're like, I've agreed with everything, all your videos, all this time, but I don't agree with this. I'm unsubscribing. And he's like, okay, well, that's weird. You don't have to agree with everything I say. And I've seen it. I've seen it in my chat. Like, who is it? Patty and Pink or whatever. She's like, I'm out of here. She was following my channel forever. But as soon as I said, I don't think the Wests are guilty. Oh, Kirsten, thank you so much. Wow. You're so sweet. Thank you very much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very, very much. Much appreciated. You guys are very nice. I love my subscribers and members. Very sweet. Right. It expands your thinking. It's how humans work. And I've said this before. I've said this before. Oh, thank you, Rita. Thank you so much, Rita. That would be a great video. A lot came out after Barry was arrested. Chris McDonough had quite a bit of info. He is right in the mix of it, isn't he? Oh, and his wife. Did you guys see the one where he had his wife on there? What a sweet, beautiful lady. They met when she was an investigative reporter and he was a homicide detective. So I thought their story was really cool. And they got like their little family thing going on. Their son is named Dylan. They got their Airstream, got their dog, and they were in Salida. Did I say it right? And so yeah, they're doing a fabulous job digging into this stuff, Chris, for sure. On wait, am I drawing a blank? You know what is. Connie, I gave Scott Reich about his mispronunciations, but I like him and continue to watch. Oh, I'm happy to hear somebody else has mispronunciations too. I'm like, I guess I messed up on my Honolulu Strangler one. It's not Waipuha. Weird Mom, you told me what it's called. Waipuhu. I was calling it Waipuha, but I asked Google and that's what Google told me to call it. So Google's not very smart either. Google mispronounces too. Let's see. Red like wine again. Without saying what I do, sometimes I will consult with a colleague who works from a different theoretical framework than I do because it helps see from other angles. It's a good thing. Absolutely. Even in nursing, we have a thing called case rounds that we do in my team. Now we're all remote nurses. We're case managers. We do high risk OB, But once a month, we do case rounds where we all come together, and anybody that has some questions or concerns or wants other opinions or what we should do for this patient, we discuss it and come up with a plan and give different opinions. Of like, everybody comes from a different experience in life and as a nurse. And they told me back in nursing school, you're going to learn something every single day you go to work for the rest of your life. Nobody knows everything, and you're going to learn every day. If you don't learn something on a day you go to work, then that's a problem. And I think it's the same thing for stuff like this, try living with the golf course girl. Try living with a former teacher with PhD. I butcher words. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah. Lori is calculating for sure. Let's see. Good thing you didn't say what you do. Why? I hate when these things pop up. I did as a CNA, right? You consult with other people, even, good doctors listen to nurses when we're like, hey, you know what? Here's what I think's going on. And they're like, wow, yeah, I didn't think about that. You're right. That makes sense. Believe me, I can't diagnose legally, but I've given a lot of information to doctors and said what I think, and then they diagnose that thing. So, experience and put your minds together, and a lot of times you come up with stuff. And I think that's why people work in teams. Like, that's why they call it a team, and they put these task forces together because they need everybody, even if they have different opinions, to come together and give information that, not everybody thinks about the same thing. In this channel, you guys have given me information that was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Or you'll tell me some other channel said this or that. And I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. So I definitely think that it's good. It's not bad. Wait, thank you, Lori, very much. Nurses taught me a lot in 45 years. Not slot, right? We didn't teach you how to play slots. We just taught you. Sorry. I know that's stupid autocorrect. Oh, Janet, an artist. That's super cool. Yes, there's wonderful people in here. Thank you, Ruby. Let's see, Teresa. Lori is cold and dark woman. She possibly has mental health issues, possibly. Has Mark sent her for an evaluation like what Letitia had to go? I mean, she's still going to have to stand trial no matter what, because I believe in Idaho, you can't use insanity as a defense. But I'm just wondering when that's all going to go down. You're gardening and listening? Perfect. It's so hot here. I can't garden. And Sunday, there was a scorpion in my house. I think he was dead. I was like, my niece was here. She's 8. She just turned 9 this week. And she saw it behind the refrigerator, next to the refrigerator. I'm like, my sister's like, Kathy, you have a scorpion in your house. What? Sure enough. And I'm like, is it dead? I don't want to touch it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. I've never seen a scorpion in my life. I don't know. Why did I move the desert? The beach only had ants. Like, where is this coming from? So we came to the conclusion that it was dead. And my sister put a thing, because we didn't want it to crawl under the refrigerator. So she put a thing so it couldn't go in the refrigerator. And then I put on boots, like my tallest boots, and I was going to step on it. And she dragged it out, and she's like, oh, it's dead. It's falling apart. And then I was like, oh, it's dead. And then my brother-in-law says, oh, yeah, but they molt. They shed their skin as they grow. So it's probably just the shedded skin. It probably wasn't even the scorpion. The scorpion's probably still here. I had hired my bug sprayers. That was Sunday. They were here Tuesday. And I'm like, no. So all night this last week, every time I get up to, because then people are like, oh no, they come out at night. They hide in shoes. They hide in dark places. You can see them with a black light. They're like a fluorescent green. I'm like, who knew all this stuff about these evil bugs? And so now at night I was like, turning my phone flashlight on, watching every step I take when I get up to go to the bathroom. So I was like, no scorpion in my life. Thank you. But then somebody said the crickets kind of bring them because the black widows eat crickets and then scorpions eat black widows. And I'm like, I have black widows too? Like, am I going to see those? What? Anyways. To get a living scorpion out, you need a coffee can and a wooden spoon. Flick into the can with a spoon and let it loose in the desert. Well, right by my house is the open desert. It's all BLM land right there. So I can do that. But hopefully we'd take them out to the middle of it. But yeah, and my neighbors are getting a swimming pool right now. And then someone else that lives out in Las Vegas, one of my mom's friends, told me that they show up when you turn over the ground and dirt. So maybe that's why it showed up. But I mean, I'm like, I'm the first person that ever lived in this house. Where did this come from? How did it get in here? I don't leave doors and windows open. It's too hot. My air conditioner's on every day. Right now it's on 72, which is a little cool, but I get hot under that light right there. So it was just like, yeah, the brown recluse is actually a really small spider too. I had 2 nurses I worked with. One got bit with, when I was working hospice, one got bit with by a black widow and one got bit by a brown recluse. And they were in the hospital, the anti-venom, the one, I forget which one, one of them does like a lot of damage to your skin, like literally had to have like a wound vac and stuff from it. Those bugs are nothing to be, if you have a lot of succulents, black widows nest in them. Oh, really? Do I have I don't know what I have. I got whatever the builder put in my front yard. In the back, I'm outside in the rain and help a sheep to get lamb. What? Really? For real? That's what you're doing? We are, Rita. Seriously. Drama can go. I had no idea starting a YouTube channel how much drama you could wind up having between channels and people that follow and people that threaten to leave, announce their departure. Yes. Okay. That's the one. The brown recluse's bite deteriorates human skin. Yeah. She had to have a wound vac and it was bad. She was in ICU. She was sick. Thank you for listening to me. Funnel webs are the worst. This is their natural habitat. Now, Aussie, doesn't Australia have like all the crazy poisonous, venomous creatures in the sea and on the sand and in the mountains and in the trees? Don't you guys have like the most poisonous creatures in the world? Alligators there, yeah. Oh, when I was in Florida, I was like, I want to see an alligator. My cousin lives in Siesta Key. I'm like, take me to an alligator. I want to go. We didn't see any. She goes, we'll see him. We'll see. So anyway, she finally took me to this place. Was it called like an alligator? I don't think it was an alligator farm. It was like a natural or a what's it called? A park, like a big, huge national park or state park or something like that. And they were there. They were alligators. That was super cool. We were staying on the bridge. They were all down below, crawling and stuff. But man, I don't want, if one showed up in my yard, I would die. I just tuned in and saw a brown recluse. I got bit and it started an incurable neuroinflammatory disorder. Oh, Stace on the KC? Yikes. Who lives, Teresa, you live 30 minutes from Siesta Key? Oh, wow. Yeah, if I ever go back and visit her again, it's been a couple years, but I love going there. And it was so funny. I was making homemade soap for a while and I kind of wound up doing YouTube instead now, but I was making like soap with like natural oils and different things. And then I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Every beach I go to, because I had this recipe for a sand soap. So like it's an exfoliator. So I grabbed a bunch of that sand. I'm like, I'm going to make Siesta Key sand soap. And I filled up like a big Ziploc with sand to take it home so I can make it. And I really probably only needed a little bit, but anyways. And I put it in my suitcase. And then when I got my suitcase, it had this big note. We have inspected your suitcase, blah, 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 blah. So apparently my siesta key sand looked like probably like drugs because whatever they wound up opening it and searching it because of that. So a lot better now than back in the day where literally the suitcase went from your hand to the belt to the airplane. Nobody looked at it. It didn't go through any x-rays or anything. I wonder how many people were transporting crap back then when I was a flight attendant. Oh, let's see, Janet. We have those deer ticks, copperhead snakes, rattlesnakes, all kinds of spiders, but most important are what is that? What is that? What is that emoji? I can't see. Yeah, the sand is beautiful, though. I still have that big old thing of siesta key sand. I should do something with it. Make like a terrarium or something. I don't know. What is it called when you put like sand and layers or whatever? Maybe, I don't know, rocks and sand. My daughter's dog, a whippet, attacks spiders as soon as we yell, eep. He jumps up and eats them. I had a whippet terrier. My dog, oh my gosh, I loved her. She was so smart. She was, we got her when she was 2. We rescued her and she could jump in the sky and catch anything in her mouth, like every fly, everything. Yep. It's super cool. They're cool dogs. She died at 18. It was really sad. I took her outside one day and she was like, she kept falling. And I was like, oh, it's getting close. And I took her outside one day and she used to just run and jump and leap. And I took her outside and she was just like, I don't want to walk. I don't want to move. I don't want to live. So we put her down, but she was literally done. Oh, I got some other information. So my sister, my nephew, they are having him do this bone scan and growth scan and everything because he's small for his age. Well, now genetically, all my kids were too small for their age, but nobody ever like said, oh, they're too small. My kids were like, my son Michael was like here when he went into high school, and now he's like here after high school. So they grew late, but her doctor, my nephew's doctor was like, we need to get a bone scan on him and do something, send an endocrinologist. So my sister's like, wow. So anyways, I did all this. Well, she met with the endocrinologist the other day, and the endocrinologist said, and this is a good bit of information for you to tell people, because she said the endocrinologist said she was part of a research study. And during that research study, they discovered that essential oils like tea tree oil and lavender are really bad to use on children pre-puberty because they mess with something in their body and it can really mess with their hormones and their growing. And she was part of that research committee where they found research study or whatever. She was one of the researchers, I guess is the whatever. And they say you should not. And we're like I was telling my work coworkers, like, my baby's Aveeno lavender and blah, blah, blah. And so this is super. She said the companies that make all these products don't really want this information out there, obviously. But yeah, so watch with small, like your grandkids or, if you have little kids pre-puberty, keep them away from lavender and tea tree oil. And I don't know what else. Those are the 2 my sister named. So, and yes, essential oils like tea tree oil is really dangerous for pets. You should not have it around pets. So you always think, oh, it's natural. Like my sister's like, I keep trying, I do all this natural stuff for my kids. I try to keep everything as natural as possible. And look where it got me, This is actually a really good point, sweet one. My mom used to threaten to leave my father off, and I grew up with that threat looming, never knowing if I was coming home to one parent or 2. If you're going to leave, do it. Don't make threats. Absolutely. Just like here. Right. For sure. I don't know. I don't know if it's Aveeno lavender. Like, it's just like they have like a body wash or something, baby body wash or something like that with lavender in it. Just read that essential oils can kill your cat. Yeah, you have to be really careful. They're very concentrated. You got to remember that. Essential oil is very concentrated. Let's see. The Chinese tallow tree is where it comes from. Look at how smart you guys are. And stays on the case. And is where it comes from. And they are bad trees if you don't live in China. Interesting. That's where the tea tree oil comes from. I use essential oils to keep the damn spiders out of my house, but pets live outside. Right. So yeah, so you gotta be careful with your animals. Who knew? Like all this stuff, right? It's hard. Our pets are our family. Hopefully when I go up to Indiana in July, home for a while, I will get my new puppy from the same lady I brought Chloe from 13 years ago. Oh yeah. I just got, at one point I had 3 dogs, and up when I lived up in Oregon, my son and daughter-in-law have 4 cats. So we had 5 cats up there, and then those chickens. So it's very quiet here. My cat's not happy. Ziggy he has a tumor, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. I'm kind of scared to take him to the vet and bring attention, because every time I've had an animal that had a tumor, once they opened him up and did surgery, they literally started circling the grain and died within like 6 months. So I feel like he's 13, just let it be. But it is kind of like on his hip, and it's like odd shaped. It's weird, and it's lumpy. So I don't know about Zig, but yeah, I don't know how long he's going to be around. I only found out because I'm making red diffusers. Yeah, tea tree oil is bad. Let's see if we can find something. Tea tree oil and pets. Poison helpline. That'll work. Okay, let me share my screen. So, tea tree oil is also known as I can't pronounce this, Melaleuca. Isn't that where Ian worked? Melaleuca? Oil is an essential oil produced from the Australian tea tree plant. Tea tree oil is known for its antifungal and antibacterial properties, and possibly for its antipyretic, anti-inflammatory, and antiparasitic effect. Tea tree oils, often found in varying concentrations, and high concentrations should never be used on pets. Okay, high concentration. As little as 7 drops of 100% oil has resulted in severe poisoning, and applications of 10 to 20 mLs of 100% oil have resulted in poisoning and death in both dogs and cats. Products containing tea tree oil concentrations less than 1 to 2% are generally considered non-toxic if used according to labeled directions. Clinical signs include a low body temperature, weakness, walking, drunk, inability to walk, tremors, coma, increased liver enzymes, and even death. If your dog or cat were exposed to tea oil, call your veterinarian or pet poison helpline immediately. So, weird, right? Who would have known? Yeah, I didn't know about grapes. I gave my dog grapes one time. My friend was like, "Don't give your dog grapes." I'm like, "Really?" Yes, that's how it's pronounced. Okay. Oh, pronounced it right. How about that? Isn't that the company that, who was it? Ian, Melanie Pulowski's husband Ian works at? Isn't it like an Amway? Melaleuca? Isn't that the name of the company? And aren't they all about oils and stuff or something like that? I forget now. Stays on the case. I think about weird stuff all the time. Grapes and raisins. Oops. Grapes and raisins cause kidney failure in dogs. Scary stuff. And chocolate. No chocolate for dogs. If I get anything like stuff like that, I always ask Google now, but sometimes Google isn't quite that helpful. But Young Living has oils. Yeah. A lot of people like the Young Living, and it's kind of like Amway. Okay. Right. Melaleuca is an Australian native, but there's a company in the US called Melaleuca, and that's where Ian Pulowski works or worked, or Melaleuca. Here, it's the wellness company. Let me show you. I don't know if it started in Australia. I mean, it makes sense. Share again. Share screen. So this is Melaleuca, and this is what on LinkedIn, Ian Pawlowski says that that's on his LinkedIn profile is where he works or worked. So it's a wellness company. So I think they sell all this so they probably do a lot of things that have the oils and stuff in them as well. But looks, yeah, cleaning supplies and lotions and soaps, every nutrition, personal care, home cleaning, and cosmetic products. So where did the name come from? I'm interested now, since it's an Australian name. About Melaleuca, let's see. 1985, with a mission to enhance the lives of those we touch by helping reach their goals. That is still a purpose that drives us. The largest online wellness shopping in North America. So why did they come up with a name if it's Australian? But it's like a, like the pyramid thing. I don't see anything where it was like, why are we called Melaleuca? I don't see that. That's what I got. So, but when you look at Ian Pawlowski's LinkedIn, it says he works there, and somebody else too, Christopher Parrott's son, if you're familiar with that. Look at the logo, Kathy. Yeah. And I'm looking, the logo. Is that the whatever the Australian thing is? Noni juice has been around for a very long time. I've seen no benefit with the people who have used it over the past 25 years. So you see how Melaleuca has they have become a member. Contact the person who referred you to this site. If you found this through an online search or you don't remember who referred you, please call for more information. So yeah, so it's like you've got to get referred to get so that they can have you under them or whatever. Look up Melaleuca history. Will it be on here? Okay, wait, let's see. Who are these people? Since the company began in September 1985, Vandersloot has directed its growth to an international company that generates more than $2 billion annual revenue, directed development of company, personal care, household cleaning products, whatever. I can't find anything on the history. It's just the people. Anyways, so that's one of the places that that's one of the places that I know was on Ian's LinkedIn when I looked at it. Look up now. So Lisa, I don't see it on here. So anyway, let's see, 11:44. So we're probably going to wrap it up pretty soon today. Anybody have anything else to say or any comments, any cases that you're super duper interested in? Anything new, any breaking news? And Asi, I didn't see. Oh, here we go. Melaleuca is a genus of 300 species of plants in the myrtle family. Trichoseke, commonly known as paper barks, honey myrtles, or tea trees. Okay, interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Stace on the case. I took it for a while and it did seem to help me. I just can't afford to stay in the cup. Is it expensive? So, Aussie, you were saying that I missed it. Which mom got arrested? Was it the 5-week-old mom or was it Taylor? Are you talking about the mom from Caleb's mom got arrested too? Which is probably good because I didn't like the way they were at. If you go watch the raw interview of the press conference, I'm like, this is just weird. Okie dokie. We learn new things every day. We do. Look at how much we learn when we're here brainstorming together. So, all right, let's wrap it up unless anybody has anything fabulous and amazing and really super interesting to say before we go. And thank you guys for being here. Please hit the like button. I know that you know that it actually really, really helps, the channel get views, and, YouTube wants to know that people like your stuff. If people don't like your stuff, if your stuff it's not getting any attention, if people are just like, then YouTube doesn't recommend it or show it or put it out there. And there's billions of videos on YouTube. So it's a pretty big competition to get your stuff seen. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here at Left Undone. Let me know if you hear anything. I'll go check and see. Go vote if you haven't voted, so you can tell me which one I should look at first as far as those cases go on the community tab. And if you want to become a member, you can become a member. I'll give you the link to the Discord. I'll put that in the community tab. I don't think anybody became a member today, but if anybody does, let me know. And you can join us on the Discord. Tomorrow night, we should be doing our episode 3 of the Cecil Hotel. We do that movie night on there. It isn't every Sunday, but we try to do it. We were doing it every Sunday for a while, but now that people are going back to the world and doing things, it's not as easy. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye, Ruby, Cheryl, Lisa, Connie, Stace on the case, Lynn, Aussie, Ron, Small Fries. Thank you guys, Lynn. I think I said you. All right, I'm scrolling. Rita, thank you. Thank you. Teresa. All right, guys, sweet one. All right, I think I got you all that were here. Super active. If not, thanks again for being here. Bye, and I will talk to you soon. All right, take care. Bye. And Athena, bye-bye.